Leader of the National.
Speaker, my question is to the Premier. When questioned about the adequacy of the support package for the early closure of the native timber industry, the former Premier told PAYAC, "My commitment to you, if we have to go further beyond this $200 million, then we will." Does the Premier stand by the commitment of the former Premier to the hard-working families of the native timber industry that if more money is needed for a fair compensation package, it will be provided?
Premier. Assistant Treasurer.
Yes, I thank the leader of the member for Murray Plains, the Leader of the National Party, for his question on this matter. I know he and his colleagues have a great priority on this issue, and a number of members of his party have spoken to me directly about this issue for over a number of years now, and I understand the importance of this issue to the Leader of the National Party, which is why I won't engage in some of the other political theatre we sometimes engage in here on this question. I recall very clearly the former Premier making that commitment. I'm absolutely prepared to stand by that commitment made by the former Premier. I understand very keenly how difficult the transitions, any industry transition can be. We've seen the automotive industry transition, and in this instance, the forestry industry transition. I know how keenly this can be felt by any community, but particularly really small country communities, where these companies, these businesses are the biggest businesses in town, the biggest private sector businesses indeed. And so I'm very willing to continue to engage with the Leader of the National Party and his colleagues on this matter.
On a supplementary question, Leader of the Nationals.
The former Premier also gave a commitment in PAYAC that his door was open to meet with the native timber industry representatives to discuss if there was enough money allocated to ensure there was a fair compensation package for hard-working families. Will the Premier personally meet with representatives of the Australian Forest Contractors Association to discuss their concerns about the inadequacies of the current compensation package?
Premier.
Thank you, Speaker, and I thank the Leader of the National Party for his question. I am always willing to meet and talk with people who are affected by government decisions, and I would hope that as I've engaged with the Leader of the National Party on this question at this point in question time, that we continue to have an engagement that perhaps isn't played out on the floor of the Parliament, and that we can have those conversations with industry representatives, including unions as well, are an important part of this industry transition. And indeed, it was only a couple of months ago, it was in August, I visited McNulty's Timber in Benalla and sat down, spent a couple of hours there with the owners of that mill and had a long conversation about the transition, what it meant for them, how it meant and particularly the message that I took away from that conversation was that the industry needs certainty. This is an industry that has had considerable uncertainty from court decisions particularly that have been made that have affected the future of the industry, and we'll continue to work with the industry on these matters.